Good morning to all you smiling faces this morning. Here at the Parks and Rec Center on Russo, this is Special Advocate Seniors, Tom Scott. We work with everybody here and out there on the web. So we're live. So this will be a G-rated performance for all of you. We have feedback. I am hungry. It's the same kind of thing. Over there. Is that, you got it? Yeah. Okay. Hey, got it. Okay, a few things. Why are we here? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One is we're here to fill the coffers or the checkbook for our seniors so we can help them. That's the first thing is we're here. We're here because we're networking and we have the ability to talk to each other, not only here, but on the web. And you can put information on any of our sites, as you will know. So we have a few things. When we help our seniors, we have right here, Trust at Seniors Assistance Fund. It's all upgraded. The website for the form right now is being fixed and it should be done today. But I have some seniors, and again, we talked about money coming in, and we're in pretty good shape. But we had people recently, Catherine had some people sleeping on the floor. Seniors sleeping on the floor. I'm not real happy about that. I don't know about you. So that's why we want to go to another level for our group and do all the things. Christine will talk about a big event today, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. And last night we had a big meeting about it and starting that kickoff. So Catherine also talked about what's going on for the rest of the year. So one thing that's sort of important, in a few months I will no longer be, because of the rules, the president of Treasure Coast Advocate Seniors. So there'll be a voting system, will happen in September. And the new president will be crowned at that time and take over. If they want to have me around, I'd be glad to stick around and be part of the board or help out a little bit, as you well know, because we are very, very sincere and very about helping our seniors. So with that, we're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. But Alex Thurman from Taking Experts, Kieran is on time. We talked to him yesterday on the phone, making sure everything's all set up. And they threw us a curve this morning with changing rooms and what we had to do to set up. But look, he did it. Can everybody see the screen? Okay, there we go. I guess that's pretty good. Okay, go ahead. Introduce yourself, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Alex Foreman with Techie Expert, Web Design and More. As the name implies, yes, I do web design, but I do so much more. If you need graphic design, email, or back-end automation with those repetitive tasks that are eating up all of your time, you could be using AI to leverage that. Or even if you just need brand congruity and your logo design across all of your channels. So when people see that logo, they go, ah, I know exactly who that is. Or if you just have general tech troubles or needs. One thing that I have recently seen, if you are starting Facebook ads, just as a quick PSA, if you haven't done Facebook ads on that account before, your ads are running for about a day or two, and then you receive an email that you look at the header, it looks legitimate, it looks like it's the Facebook notification system saying, hey, your ad has been disapproved, you need to go in and fill in a bunch of information. That's actually a scam. That's basically a fake business page on Facebook, and scammers are leveraging the real Facebook notification system to push things out and then put a form directly on Facebook's page. If you look at the URL and if you look at the header of the email, it looks legit. Stop, just like when you get bank frauds, stop, log in, look at your ads, see if they're actually running. Just like stop, log into your bank, make sure what they're accusing is actually happening, because I've seen people get taken advantage of that way. And I do not like to see that at all. It pisses me the F off. I will give any of you a free review, no charge, if you have any concern about being scammed by anyone. I do not want that to happen to any one of you in this room. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Scott, Great Scott Group, Keller Williams, also Lifeway Brand Partner and a board member.
Good morning, Catherine Griffin. I'm with Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors as one of the founders, and I work for Pinnacle Home Care.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Marty Green with Remote Care today, and I'll be talking a little bit, so tell you more about myself.
And Marty, Rob Burns.
I was gonna just say, Marty is our donut and coffee fellow this morning. Thank you for feeding us. Good morning, everybody. I'm just Jenny from Treasure Coast Hospice, and I'll have an opportunity to talk your ear off in a short minute. So, I'm gonna pass it on to George.
Good morning, George Huff. I am an elder law attorney, proactive legal care, and I'm a board member.
Good morning, everyone. Susan Garman from Elder Home Care Services.
Good morning, my name is Austin, I'm very new, I'm with Tender Touch. I'm sure you don't know.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nicole Vaughn, and I am with Harbor Place, Independent Living and Assisted Living Community. And board member. Maybe you all know. Not just some.
I got a caregiver for you. I haven't been.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Gold. I'm with White Glove Moving Storage Delivery Service and Consulting.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark White. I'm with Elder Home Care Services, and that's my house right there. We do private duty home care covering the Treasure Coast area along with placement services. We also do coordination of benefits for aid and attendance VA and Medicaid. We also do long-term care policy review for free as well. So if you have anything, you can just call us and let us know. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Wendy Smith with Brookdale Senior Living, not a current but a past board member.
Good morning. Matthew Baxter, State Aid Services. I have a couple projects going. My boss is not here. I think she's doing yoga. I will say right now, Treasure Coast Hospice, really appreciate it. My father needed it. It's amazing. And board member.
Oh, there we go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrea Davis, with Tender Touch Caregivers and Patients Choice Home Health, and also board member.
Good morning, Pat Miles, Harbor Place Supports Agency, Independent and Assisted Living.
Good morning, my name is Angela Angelini, and I am with Certis Premier Memory Care Living at Vero Beach.
I know, we did it. Christine, Elder Home Care Services and board member. Okay. And Treasure Coast Hospice took care of my father-in-law, so thank you so much.
I'm Leslie Bestridge. I was a board member, like one of the first boards, a long time ago, and Council on Aging, Morton County. Am I the last but not least? Back to Tom.
No. Okay. Don't confuse me, I'll leave my
So, in a second, we'll talk about the hospice thing, and I just wanted to make a blind statement that I haven't planned on using it soon at all. Just saying, I don't want to see it right away, A couple more years maybe, So, anyway, I talked about getting money into the group, talked about all that stuff. One of the things that I learned was the importance of knowledge, learning, and teamwork. And with all of that, at work at KW, everybody helps each other. It's unbelievable, all these offices and 1,200 agents in just our offices. That's just on the Treasure Coast, from Treasure Coast there down to the Palms, or over 1,200. We're there for everybody. The same thing can happen for you. I remember when I first started back with Treasure Coast, when Catherine directed me by the hair, and that's what it's called right here. And she put me right in, and there were people going, oh, we don't want to get it too big. Now, what I found out with Keller Williams and Lifeway, because we're brand partners now, distributors, and we're going all through the country, that they believe in helping each other. It doesn't matter that they're in the same business. because they made know something that's new, and we shared some new stuff with our purpose, back and forth, and nothing to do with this. And they made it with help you. And we made, and main reason here is to help our seniors, right? First thing. Second thing is, networking and what I can do with it. And there's other networking areas that are out there that also can help. And of course, you're going to spread the word for your business, and please spread the word for this. Because the last few weeks, Mary and I were involved with other things, and we go, we don't have time for that. She goes, get in the car, we have time for it. After 53 years, okay, so we got in the car, and we met a whole bunch of nice people, we didn't think we were going to go there. We talked about Treasure Coast Advocate Seniors, talked about Keller Foods, we talked about senior real estate specialists, we talked about, like, what we talked about, whatever people wanted to talk about. And today we have a couple of new people in here, because of that, Mary saying, get it up, okay? So yes, we can't do it, we can do it, right? That's a dream. And that's somebody this morning, I said, well, we can dream, and we don't dream, right? Or you can jump out there and make your dreams happen, right? So this is not a true business, this one, this is a business. We're following something, but every people out there, we're going to hear most, and we're here to help our people. So, I'm going to turn it over to Catherine, right? Mother Teresa, Trust Coast Advocate Seniors.
Really, okay. I'm gonna share a little story with you that just happened. Tom mentioned, that we just recently helped somebody. So I got a phone call that came in, and it was a woman that said we were homeless, but now we have air mattresses to sleep on. And my mother is 86 years old, and we got the air mattresses from mustard seed, but she has a hard time getting up off of an air mattress. I get that, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. So on top of that, her sister has a cane, and she has an air mattress. So right away I said, okay, what can we do? I put a note out to all the board members, well, Bill and Catherine White are here today, but she said, I want you to contact this nonprofit in Vero Beach. So I did. And within, I would say, 15 minutes, I got a phone call from somebody that was moving from Port St. Lucie back up north, and he wanted to donate 2 beds. It was unbelievable. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I connected those two, and guess what? This woman was so happy. She said, I feel so blessed that I called. So this works. I'm just telling you, this group works. So what you do to promote us out in the community, it's really unbelievable. It's a blessing for all of us. So a little bit of
Can I just say one thing about whites, right? The whites, as you know, going through challenging times right now, so I'm gonna get into that. But, I had a persistent person that had a great background, and that was Bill White and his wife that contacted us. I want to talk to you guys, I want to talk about your group. But you also want to talk about what you did. So we're busy, we're crazy busy. I said to Catherine, I'm not going by myself. You want to go? She goes, okay, I will. Because, the guy was a little tested. He's met him and pretty nice people, right? And that's how that whole started. And that's exactly what I was talking about a few minutes ago. Because what happened with Catherine, this Catherine, not the other Catherine, one's with a C, one's with a K, okay? That would have never happened unless Catherine and I had gone to that meeting. Oh, by the way, we did go to Mary's show, very personally. I still remember that, right?
Oh, yeah, this is great.
So,
So, yeah, connections work. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat what I normally say because I see some new faces, so. The mission of Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors is to provide health care and financial education, counseling, and assistance on the Treasure Coast. Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors, we call it TCAS, was started back in 2008 when Mona Quinn Huff, Ken Nelson, Gil Wig, Pam Springer, Kathy Blackman, and myself decided over coffee to help our seniors on the Treasure Coast. Nancy Hannon, Lee Morales, Leslie is here, and others joined the board shortly after. Since then, Mona and Gwen have passed, and we honor them in carrying this torch and assisting our seniors. We are all volunteers. Each of us have regular jobs, but our commitment is to help seniors in need. In the past, we've helped seniors with many appliances, right? Air conditioning needs, carpet cleaning, pest control issues, and even pet supplies. If you know of a senior that needs assistance, please speak to one of us, and we will be happy to help. Thank you all for being here.
I'm going to go into our speaker. Okay, file, wait with my.
He's just.
Thank you for bringing coffee.
And remember TCAS.
So this is a little bit about our famous Jenny B.
Just Jen.
Jenny.
Just Jen.
Jenny is a local St. Lucie County native, graduate of the local high school.
Westwood High School.
Westwood, okay. University of Central Florida, attended St. Lucie Leadership class.
So St. Lucie was 30.
I was 32.
Oh, right.
Okay. Martin Leadership and Okeechobee Leadership.
Class
Go, girl.
26.
Wow. Has served Treasure Coast Hospice for 12 years now as a volunteer champion of the Night of Loves, as a community outreach representative, educating our community on the program's mission and services of Treasure Coast Hospice. She was inspired to serve the mission after Treasure Coast Hospice at home in a difficult time. She married her high school sweetheart, who is a local attorney, mother of two, who has immensely dark and gals and proud community supporter of all things compassionate and tender, just like our friends here today. You're so sweet, Jenny. We appreciate you, and she appreciates this community and support of us. Okay. Thank you. Let's welcome Jenny.
Catherine, thank you so much for, aside from, having a room full of resources, this becomes a room full of friends, and you've been such a lighthouse for me. I thank you for your encouragement. And Tom, I wanted to mention to you, I know that no one seems ready for hospice in any capacity. When we think about hospice, people think about when you invite hospice, you're inviting death, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that, but what I want to invite you and everyone here is to know that the doors are absolutely wide open for every single one of us in the community, regardless of hospice service or not. None of us are strangers to grief, uncertain, or love for that matter, but grief in particular. And so, if you should find yourself knowing anyone in your capacity that's carrying a heavy heart or bearing the weight of climbing a health mountain, which we all see and know, right? We have something that's called anticipatory grief support. So that's while our caregivers are climbing their health mountain with their loved one, they can pick up the phone or go to one of our facilities and just say, help me help my loved one today. They're withdrawing to eat or they're just having an emotional difficult time. So there's that love and lift for every single one of us. We're not signing on for hospice, right? Those doors are wide open to every single one of us in the community. And so I just wanted to mention that to you. And, one of the other pieces to that, because it certainly resonates with me when people, when we're all at health fairs and people walk by your table and are like, oh, hospice, I don't want to talk to you, right? You guys witnessed it, shoulder to shoulder. But, we want to say that's wonderful now, but in the same breath, we want folks to understand that there's grief support education services right now. We have Little Treasures, which are pediatric patients. Those are patients that have a more life-limiting illness, so we palliate them a little different. We build relationships with those children. So not always specifically end of life and crisis calls. So just trusting that there's some good opportunities in the community for as it relates to grief counseling. So that was what I wanted to mention. Oh, that's right. You have the power. Okay, so I've got to tell you all real quick. It is an absolute pleasure to be here, but when I speak with you all, usually it's hip and heart, right? We always kind of do that. So as a matter of formality, I went ahead and did a PowerPoint for us, and I'll probably go completely rogue. So in the respect of being amongst good friends, especially Leslie, Christine, you guys go when I'm talking off the cuff or going a little too long. So this is our mission and values, and really what I want to say is the commonality with all of us in this room is compassionate, tender care, right? So we have very similar similar values: compassion, dignity, integrity, excellence, accountability, and teamwork. That's every single one of you on this earth, right? But our mission in particular is to provide access to compassionate, caring, expert, and professional hospice and grief support services. So just a little bit different when we talk about our mission in particular. And our vision is to provide exceptional quality and of life care to every single patient and every patient family every single time. So we are your local not-for-profit hospice. I don't know if you guys realize that. We have a number of other institutions in the area, and I love going to their tables. When we're at events, I love walking up saying, "Hi, I'm Jenny from Treasure Coast Hospice," and they look at me like, "What? We're from this one and this one." I applaud folks that have similar, and just as you should, that are in similar fields of service, right? Because that means we're meeting the needs of our community. We're able to lovingly usher folks through different times, right? So there's no competition necessarily. I'll be cheeky and say I know how well we do it. But what is so exciting on behalf of Treasure Coast Hospice, since 1982 we've been in the area, what's so exciting about us, given that we're not-for-profit, we have the autonomy, the creativity, and opportunity to really work well with our patients and to get to know them and to spend a little more time and funds that are generated by the generosity of our community. And one of those examples, you guys probably saw it on the news, we were able to put up a 92-year-old Korean War veteran who just wanted, he had been on service for a number of months and remains on service. And all he wanted to do is your team kept hearing him, he just wanted to fly again in a plane. So we were able to, through our Veteran Care Fund, which is funded, we have different funding and grant programs, and the generosity of our community, and donating flying time and so on and so forth. We were able to put, his name is Joe, by the way, we were able to put Joe up in a plane in St. Lucie County a few weeks ago. So those are the things that, if you think about it, if we weren't not-for-profit, we wouldn't be necessarily able to put our patients up in the air, right? And he landed that plane, and I'll tell you, it was one of those hard time moments. It was a joy to be a part of. I thought the day was just perfect until Joe got mad because he wanted me to marry him. So, you know, it's a joy to be able to witness those moments in his care team. And Joe actually has private duty as well as a Treasure Coast Hospice. So probably again, off the cuff, those are the things that I think that when we're talking in a room, I would say to you naturally, you know, we can't have someone on hospice that, you know, that has home health care, but we can have someone in hospice that has private duty care. Does that make sense a little bit? Probably a little more to you guys than even to me. Excuse me, I'm just learning through a lot of this, but just wanted to kind of connect that as well. So real quick, so we're non-for-profit, which I think is exceptionally amazing, and through the generosity of our community, keep our doors open. And we serve 590 patients plus. So we're at 640 right now, to be honest. So 590 plus is appropriate to discuss on any given day. That does not mean 590 plus of our neighbors and friends are at end stage life, right? We're not going to lose 590 patients today, tomorrow, in the next 6 months. When we talk about 6 months, you all know this, 6 months is a benefit that we all have. Insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, private insurer, private pay. 6 months would be a benefit as far as for hospital insurance. So that's why we talk about that criteria of 6 months. So if we have someone on service for 6 months, and 6 months in 1 day, basically they would have to enroll again. So, and we see that often, to be honest. I know most of us are familiar with crisis calls, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a brief moment, but that's where we talk about that 6 month criteria. 4,000 patients annually, and well more than 5,000 grief support clients annually. That's tremendous. That is the love and lift and compassion that we pledge to. You know, I just think it's such a huge piece to what we do, and it's not just grief support after, and again, if I offend anybody, I don't mean to, but after someone's gone from this earth, right? Usually I'll say when the Lord calls someone home, but I don't want to offend anybody. But that's not just what grief is about, right? Not when someone's gone from us. We're grieving the life that we thought with our spouse, that we were going to age long into the future. We're grieving the loss of a coworker, or there's so much that we navigate through. So I'm particularly proud that we're able to meet the needs of the community where it relates to grief counseling. And that's for any of us, and that's for children as well. And when we've got Camp Good Grief coming up, I've got some flyers and some information. Martin County in particular is in July, as well as St. Lucie. This is the information on our foundation. It's incredible, the generosity, but I want you in particular to note, again, there's, they're numbers, they're attractive numbers, they're generous numbers. Some inequities there, if you will, if you look at different ribbons, if you looked at it too long. But all that means is we are able to provide these complementary therapies, virtual therapy, aromatherapy, massage therapy for our patients through the generosity of in-kind gifts and donations. So that's really what's so incredible. And our foundation team, if you haven't crossed their paths, they're just incredibly beautiful spirits. And they're just incredible in reaches and opportunities. Hospice care, you all know, these are stats, but really I would say simply we're covered by Medicare, Medicaid, many private insurances, or charity care. You all are probably familiar with that. I wanted you to note that we have a dedicated team. Every patient that comes on service has a team of 6. We have physician, nurses, CNAs, chaplains, social workers, grief support counselors, and volunteers that are available. And there are roundtable discussions, we call them IPTs or IPGs, interdisciplinary groups and teams, and they talk about the patients. So oftentimes we're very physician-led and this doctor, and nobody seems to really roundtable and talk about it. Well, all of those folks on a care team have discussions about the emotional well-being, the nutrition management, just every single thing that you can think of about a patient. Not just by way of chart or Zoom, they gather together once a week and talk about these things. So 24-hour support for families. There are no days off in our line of work, of course. And again, coming up with the idea of a holistic approach, really treating and focusing on the physical, emotional, and spiritual care of this journey of this patient and the patient family. St. Lucie County on Midway of Gun Road, I have a 16-bed patient facility. And in Martin County, we have 2 8-patient bed facilities. That's the Hay Madeira and the Harbor Houses, and they're beautiful. We have nutritionists on board, dietitians, and a chef 24 hours a day. And that's not just for the patients that go for respite care as far as eating, that's for patients as well and patient families. It's just tremendous. I'm going to tell you real quick, if it's okay, and watch my time, Catherine, let me know because I hit it hard. But I just wanted to share a little bit, Catherine and Tom know, but my beautiful mother-in-law, she's to be transported around probably 2 p.m. today from the Treasure Coast Hospice House back to her home. She has been at the Treasure Coast IPU, is what we call it, inpatient unit. She's been benefiting from respite. We've been benefiting from respite, I have to tell you. My beautiful father-in-law, who's almost 82 years young, has benefited from respite. The patient, my mom-in-law, has greatly benefited from the respite. Respite we know is 5 days. So again, those units that I talk about, not just helping them have a place for patients to go and patient families to go. It is the most incredible, and again, I've been a part of this for more than 10 years. And on the other side, we've lost family along the way. We visited the hospice house, but never before has it been 24 hours for more than 5 days now. Just getting to know the chefs, getting to know the staff, and they are so attentive. And part of that team of 6, remember I was telling you about each patient that has, is a caseworker, social worker. And really why it was so important for me to identify and have a want and need for my mom-in-law to go to the respite is I needed those 24 hours, eyes and ears on her. I don't want to exploit her situation. She's facing a health mountain, but more than that, the battle that is before us is less in her head but more in her heart. She doesn't want to be here. And she has fight. I get emotional. She has a choice. And most of my friends know my dad at the same time is battling. He's been at end of life. He is not on service. He's fighting for every beat of a heart. He's been waiting for heart transplant. So it's been really, really difficult for our family to see someone who doesn't have fight and someone who wants to fight for every beat of heart. None of us are strangers to that, are we? We all face things, and ironically, it's at the same time, but I cannot tell you how much personally, I covered my badges, but how personally, how helpful it was to have my mother-in-law cared for respite. I didn't even realize the blessings because they're able to help emotionally stabilize her. To be honest, they were able to love and lift her like we couldn't. We were pleading and begging, and please fight, you have a future, you have hope, this is not forever. But the case manager, social workers were able to realign her. So she's, in a matter of 3 days, I saw a complete turnaround. So she is on service, she's doing well, and I know Leslie cares deeply as well, because I was sharing this with Leslie, but she's really turned around. We couldn't have done that if she was on hospice at home. That was just our situation. So again, this slide means so much more to me than before. Before it was talking about real estate and where we have for folks to go. We've taken advantage, and those girls, I'm telling you, and when you all say, oh, hospices are earth angels, and I'm like, oh my goodness, well, they're earth angels. They've really helped save the trajectory of her situation, and I'm hopeful that we're on a different path now. My hope, and that of my family, is we're hopeful that she'll come off of service. And we don't talk about that or hear that often enough, but folks do come off service. We palliate them, get them better, stronger, and they can come off service, right? We should talk about that more. Grief support we talked about, remembrance events, come on out, folks. We have lots of free events, but honor your loved ones, walk in remembrance of someone. Go shoulder to shoulder with your community and see the love and lift that there is. Crisis intervention, I wanted to mention briefly. You know, when there's a crisis in a classroom, God forbid, or whether it be St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department, you know, the first responders that go for the mental health support, grief support, are our clinicians. And folks don't realize that. We're the ones that are helping in these community crisis, and we have a trauma team and so on and so forth. We don't tout those things, but that's the tremendous strength and familiarity and comfort and trust with those programs. Little Treasures Pediatric Care, remember we talked about that for our Little Treasures. Those are children that very well might have life-limiting illnesses. Tell them they might be confined to a chair. We might have them long-term for many, many years. And we work with a number of, PIC is our partner in care, pediatric hospice with concurrent care, but PIC is partners in care. And really, I think the most beautiful thing about Little Treasures is that we're in homes, and not just for the patient, but the parents and guardians, custodians, right? And the siblings. And there's music therapy, play therapy, we have child life specialists that help. It's just tremendous that we're able to do that. And we do unfortunately have children in our community that are at end of life situations as well. You may remember, I'll never forget, we had little Iceana who was 4 years of age, and she had a brain tumor. And obviously at 4, her very favorite holiday was Christmas. And it was probably around, it was September, October, that she was really declining, and we wanted to give her Christmas. This was about 10 years ago. And we recreated, we had Santa and Mrs. Claus come from the Riviera, and we had one of our maintenance guys stand on the roof shaking jingle bells, and just recreated Christmas for IC and her family. And do you know, she sure made it through Christmas. We relocated her beautiful self to the hospice house. My sister, who worked for us at the time, put lights in her room and a disco ball. And so I just remember the stories and remember the people. But we do have patients that we're able to, again, just love up gently in that regard, that are littles. We honor veterans. I'm so proud. Do we have any that have served here? Any? Thank you, George. Thank you for your service. I didn't realize that. What an honor to be in front of you. Well, George, I know you're a busy attorney. I know what that's like in my life. But But we have an incredible veterans volunteer program. We're level 5, which is the highest level, and it's only through the generosity and beauty of our veteran volunteers. We identify veteran patients and non-patients. Again, that's when we go into facilities, we want to honor veterans as well, even if they're not patients of ours. We don't want any veteran to go unnoticed or unrecognized. Our veteran volunteer comes in, salutes, recognizes, and pins the veteran. It's really, really tremendous. We've provided terrific resources for veteran families, and it's just incredible that we're able to do that. Sometimes our veteran patients haven't exposed or shared any stories at all with their family of many, many years. But when a veteran volunteer comes in, they'll share those stories. So it's really a tremendous part of the program. Treasure pets. Do I have any pet parents here? Oh, y'all are my people. So treasure pets, one of the most important things is, and this is Kathy, you'll see her down in the main, she's one of our community relations assistants and receptionist as well, but she loves her pets, and this program is just really tremendous. We go into homes and we identify that a pet needs a little bit of grooming or care through no judgment, no fault of the owners, right? We have a shift in maybe our need for care. We have volunteers that will go in and dog walk, groom, provide pet food, so on and so forth, exercise, and play. The most important piece of that I want you all to know is rehoming. We know so many seniors in our community that their only companion is a pet, right? And one of the greatest concerns when they're on service with us is when something happens to me, what will happen to my pet? So we assure them, we keep that pet with them as long as they so desire, and always they remain, right? Even at our hospice house, we brought my husband's blonde of his dreams, our yellow lab, her name is Phoebe, to the hospice house. My Aunt Janine brought her little Frenchie cowgirl. We keep our pets with our patients as much as we can, invite them in. But we rehome those pets and we let them know that they can trust and know that we'll do that. I'll tell you probably about, I don't know what the stat is here, but maybe about 85% is usually always internal. So staff usually will take pets. And a lot of times there's more than one pet in the home, so we keep those pets together. But that's a really neat thing. Y'all probably didn't know about hospice, did you? So treasure pet complementary therapies, we talked about that. One of the neatest thing I think is virtual reality. So you have folks that you care for. If that's something you want to check out, and call me and say, Jenny, virtual therapy would be amazing. I have a patient that we're caring for, and she's always wanted to go to the Eiffel Tower. Well, guess what? We could take that party to the Eiffel Tower. I think it's kind of like soaring at Epcot. I don't know if you've ever been there, but community and professional relations, that's me. That's me, just Jenny, one person for 3 whole counties, Martin, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie. And I failed to mention, but those are our service areas. We're not Canyon River, we're Martin, St. Lucie, and Okeechobee. But this is what I do. Keep my children, my darling children, keep them fed, if you please, by feeding our community this information. If you have an opportunity, whether it's a civic group, a church organization, friends that gather for cards, just any folks that you know that would benefit from hearing about hospice services long before they need it, let me know. And that's what I do. I go into communities and talk. And thank you again to Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors. Ways to give, volunteer, sponsor. Austin mentioned to me, and again, thank you all so sincerely, gently, for sharing your hearts this morning about those that you loved. That love is forever, I want to remind you. And thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. Austin mentioned, how can I help? Austin had a situation, not to exploit, but people always say, I wish there was something I could do. Well, there is. If you're moved about services, when you hear someone, oh, they're on hospice, what's the first thing we think of? Hope, right? If you've had that hope, if you've had that benefit of tender care, compassionate care, and a support, share that information gently with someone. The next time you hear that so-and-so or neighbors on hospice, don't automatically think that that's a very short term. know that there's love and lift in their support services, and trust and know that hopefully, if they're with us, they're getting the right care and compassionate support. And that's just it. That's it. Is that a concern that you guys might have? We talked a little bit about, it's just not a natural conversation and to talk about hospice, right? Like it's an emotional, devastating thing. And when you talk about hospice, people think you're inviting, we talked about in the beginning, by inviting hospice, people think you're inviting death. And I hope I've showcased just a little bit more that's certainly not. Our intention, want, desire, that 6-month benefit that we talk about, it would be absolutely wonderful, remarkable if we could get in with this family well in advance of that crisis call, so we can get those support pieces in place. And really essentially debunk the myth of the fear and fight about what hospice is. So eligibility requirements, I have lots of information if you guys need that. If that's something you're more comfortable, you can always pick up the phone and call me or our staff, and just to fill in those gaps or just give you some more resource information. Okay? Thank you.
By the way, my mother's passed. She was doing good. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is the guy that brought the food has a little video. Anything you want to talk about?
Just a minute, thank you, Tom. First of all, I'm sure I follow that. Thanks so much for everything. Hospice 101 was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm so privileged to be able to provide breakfast, but more privileged to be here because every time I come, I learn something about something I didn't know. Curiosity already. Well, the thing that seniors are most concerned with, we actually polled 100 seniors, and all of them said the 2 things they're concerned with the most are falling and ending up in the hospital and losing breaking their hip. And those things that follow those that fall. And the other thing, of course, is losing their memory. Well, there hasn't always been something that people could do for themselves to help prevent that, but there isn't. Our program, which is called Brain Health Plus, we provide this through doctors, chiropractors, pharmacies, and also senior living communities and home health care. And also individual people can enroll individually for this, but it's all that's actually covered by Medicare. And I'm going to let the video speak for itself. The sound. Oh, you have the speaker up.
It's all the way up. I don't know if we're going to get sound on this one unless we get their team to check the media closet.
Oh,
I have it as loud as it goes on the panel on the wall there. Yeah, it's all the way up.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, play it anyway.
I'll let you narrate.
How about if I play it while we're doing that?
Yeah, grab the
Sure.
microphone over to where he's got
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Here. Wait. Is it playing for your speaker?
Let me change the speaker here.
There you go. Okay. Can you start again?
Yeah, sure.
Welcome to a bright brighter, healthier future. If you're over 65 or love someone who is, you already know how important it is to stay sharp, steady, and independent. Today, we're excited to introduce you to Brain Health Plus, an innovative Medicare-covered program designed specifically for seniors. Backed by science and built for real life, this remote therapeutic monitoring platform does more than just support your memory and balance. It helps you reclaim confidence, enjoy daily life, and stay connected to the people and activities you love. So let's take a few minutes to show you how it works and how it can work for you. It's no secret that most Medicare-eligible seniors experience cognitive decline. In fact, 2 out of 3 seniors experience some level of cognitive impairment by age 70, which in addition to decreasing their quality of life, also increases their risk of falls. And according to a recent survey, the top 2 concerns of seniors today are fear of falling and losing their memory. The Brain Health Plus Remote Therapeutic Monitoring, RTM platform, accessible with a smartphone, tablet, or computer, is a clinically proven and Medicare-covered program. Covered by Medicare Part B and most Medicare Advantage plans, helps prevent and often reverses memory loss, cognitive regression, and loss of balance, thereby slowing decline and helping prevent falls, as well as helping with stress, anxiety, working memory, concentration, decision-making, and emotional control. In addition to the physical improvement people see, these programs can improve neuroplasticity, which retrains your cerebellum and will improve your quality of life, helping you remain independent.
Do you have any brochures on this? Marty, tell us.
Yes.
There's a family section, so family members can stay up to date and stay in touch with their loved ones. And geofencing alerts family members when a loved one is at a hospital or ER with no patient interaction. And when it's time to go home, discharge papers can be photographed and integrated right into the system, and having this data readily available has resulted in a 50% reduction in 30-day hospital readmissions. But there's even more. We also include an advanced biometric face scan technology that helps you track your health, identify risks, stay engaged in Brain Health Plus, and keeps you on track with your health. You can complete frequent self-assessments from the comfort of your own home, gathering valuable data through a 30-second AI facial scan using your smartphone. With 96% accuracy and 98% repeatability, it can analyze metrics like heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels, health risks, and others. This is not a substitute for medical care, but it is an accurate way for you to gain valuable insight on how our programs are improving your health, or to identify symptoms that just might help you recognize the need for lifestyle changes and to make healthier choices with diet and exercise. We are pleased to make our Brain Health Plus available to our senior communities and make it so easy as we provide a turnkey solution, including all support and Medicare billing under our Medicare NPI. Getting started is easy, as we do the entire introduction and education for you. We'll send you a landing page containing a video that shows how much fun and how helpful the program can be, as well as educational and user testimonial videos that give you the opportunity to enroll right there. We'll also reach out by phone to assist with the enrollment process. When you enroll, our coaches personally call by phone to welcome you and send a welcome email with logins to your customized programs. Your personal coaches are available by phone as needed to help you along the way. As with all our programs, we take care of all support, coaching, encouragement, and all billing. Now is the time to take control of your health. Whether you're concerned about memory loss, balance issues, or simply want to stay independent longer, Brain Health Plus is here for you. It's clinically proven, Medicare covered, and easy to start, with real support from real people who care about your well-being. Don't wait until a fall or a memory lapse changes your life. You deserve to feel sharper, steadier, and more confident every single day. Simply get with the care consultant presenting this video, and they'll show you a QR code or give you a link to get started. Enroll today in Brain Health Plus, because your best years are still ahead.
So The part you didn't see is that everybody could read when they're home.
Yeah.
And there are actually several activities like pickleball, skiing, rock climbing, and also biking. So imagine being able to bike in front of your computer, the computer keeps track of what you're doing and actually measures it. So before the patient starts on it, actually our caregivers give an assessment and create a care plan. And then they have lots of things to choose from that kind of activity to memory games. Remember the memory game your grandkids play, they overbeat you or your kids, right? Then they have that kind of game. So it's a variety, it's potentially the most robust platform in the world. And your patients can enroll either directly through your community or through a doctor or from a pharmacist or a chiropractor. So lots of ways to enroll or directly if you want to enroll directly. It's a great program. My wife and I were on a similar program that was less robust. And my patient motor donation grew by 36% just in the first month. So imagine it's helped my golf team and everything else, which is amazing. But it's worth looking at. If you want more information, just come to me after. I'll actually email you the video so you can watch the whole thing. Does that work? So I'm sorry for the technical problems, but thank you, and thank you, Tom.
Yep.
Okay.
These presentations, one thing that I have, we get out of the library is multi-generational, educating people. So, the hospice thing, right, in my mind, I thought about the end. When it's not always the end, it could be now or the beginning, right? We've had friends recently, one person once a year at the hospice, and, he was in his 50s and just, boom, got rare cancer, gone quickly. Okay, so you never know. And then the information with just that app, I mean, with stuff like that, what it's gonna do. So spread the word, right? So we're gonna end very soon, in a few minutes. Dad's gonna come up and talk about what's happening in the balance of the year. But somebody's fighting at the bit to get up here and talk about our big event of the year. And I can see her smiling, her teeth are showing. All right, come on up, Christine.
Everyone raise their hand. I need volunteers. Oh, I just signed all y'all up, right? I don't need this. So, November 8th, we committee members, that's our big gala for the year for Advocates for Seniors. It's presented by a Patient's Choice and County Trust Caregivers. They are the ones that do this for us every single year. But we are in need of either committee members to help us with the day of with planning up to the day of the event, or volunteers the day of, which would be November 8th. So anyone interested, please let me know. We're only dedicating one day a month up until maybe 2 months before. Then of course we have a little bit more meetings, but it's only one day a month that we need to try to do the planning. Not asking for much time, and it helps out Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors. So if you are available, if you have a friend, neighbor, some retiree who's not doing anything you want to put them to work, just let me know so we can at least put them on, we do it Zoom, by the way, too, so it's not like we get our car driving where everything is Zoom, okay?
Or if there's somebody who's good at tech, they can do the posting on Facebook and Instagram.
Didn't you, I thought you
No, I
nominated.
take back that.
You
But
take
you
back?
can see.
She nominated you. Anyone great at social media? We use even a volunteer with social media for our sponsors and everything, so that literally all you're doing is posting on social media, recognizing our sponsors, doing some shout outs. We even need just a volunteer for that. That would be wonderful to help us with the event.
Share. Speaking of social media, you do such a great job, or you guys with Treasure Coast Advocates for Seniors. Honestly, I'll click on in the morning and you get up so early, Tom. But it's wonderful. It's fresh information. It's forecasting and sharing speakers. I just want to applaud you guys because it's wonderful what you do.
So, thank you. So right here, that's the MC. So we're lucky enough to get in. You don't know her.
She's great.
She helps with our realtor yearly thing in December. that she brings in because of how she handles it in an auction and what she does with podcasts, and it's unbelievable. If you listen to her, you would.
No, she's a great MC. She's a very good MC.
Yeah, she's
She MCs a lot of
tens
times.
of thousands of dollars in one night that she does. And so we have that, that's live right off of Fresh West Avenue Seniors Facebook. Can you go over to the other, showing the actual flyer? Right there, there's the flyer. You know, see the sponsors, everything's there. Okay, so any information, please get out there. I was over there. So
If you have anyone you know or a company that we could approach, just let me know. If you know a company is interested or you know that they do give back, that we can approach them for a sponsorship, that would be great. Otherwise, if you want your company recognized, we are collecting raffle baskets. I can collect them as early as today, as long as there's nothing perishable in them. I'm willing to do it.
On the sponsorship form, we do not have sponsor a senior, so that is something we're thinking of if they want to sponsor a senior.
Just a single.
But just a senior,
Yeah.
so that money will be into a separate account for just to sponsor a senior that needs to get a bed, get their house repaired, a fridge or something.
And this is happening all the time, we're getting these calls, right? And we can do more now, but we'll be able to do more with you doing more. Please share this stuff. As I said, she said, as Jenny says, one of your companies probably already got a post from us. I get the post, and I'll be glad to talk to any of you if you have questions, but I can go on when there's a commercial on TV. And by the way, there's 5 or 6, and a 1-hour show is about 30 minutes of commercials, right? And I can post over 100 companies with stuff from our businesses and especially seniors, while the commercials are not. And this is so easy, and of course Mary knows it because they go ding, 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 ding. So I have to put it on mute, and that way you can't hear it, right? Because, 100 and something dings when during the commercial, plus the commercials, some of the commercials are sort of normal too, right? And I'd be glad to help any of you. So we're really pushing, so we need your help. We need the sponsors. As progressives, there's a massive amount of time and effort that gets put into this. We're all volunteers. Some of us are putting our own money into it. I bought a new printer, but I learned my printer, $20,500, right? But anyway, we're doing all of these things for our seniors. So I'm probably doing a little more because Christine was very vocal last night. I thought, man, I'm gonna let them know, right? Well, I'm letting you know, right? If you ready to take it out your derrieres, let's help our seniors. Let's get this thing, make it huge. It's the last 2 years. Who went to it last 2 years? Raise your hands.
You went.
Okay, was it fun or was it not fun?
It was a lot of fun.
And did we help our seniors?
Yes, we did.
Were we able to help our seniors more than the previous year?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Oh, this year's master.
So share it, okay? So. Catherine, would you like the mic?
No, I don't. I just can't believe that I'm talking about July already. I mean, this is like crazy, right? Okay, so July, these are our speakers coming up. We got Dr. Emerson from Coastal Orthopedics speaking on nutrition. Our coffee sponsor, Nicole and Pat from Harbor Place. August, we've got Medicaid Masters and Estate Planning with West Harmon. And coffee sponsor is Christine with Other Care Services. September 25th, Bill and Catherine White, our board members, are going to be speaking. And we've got our coffee sponsor, White Glove, Steve Gold. Steve's here. October, Dr. Radke, speaking of breast cancer and breast surgery, since it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Coffee sponsor, Tamara Barrett, for Maker's Life. November, no meeting. December 11th, holiday party in this building. Might not be this room, but this building. And we're already booking the speakers for next year. January, we've got the guide program, Council on Aging, Martin County. February, we've got John Daly, speaking of Lifeway. March, we've got Turner Coast Surgical Group. April, Dr. Josh Sabat, is podiatry. So, we need coffee sponsors for next year, if anybody's interested.
Leslie has some events.
March.
I just have some events.
Okay.
So, we're doing a summer social, for seniors, Latin mixed freestyle dancing, you get a big freestyle, so if you want to rumba, and then if rumba is not your style, we can do line dancing on July 26th. And then because your feet will hurt you, we're having a foot care, by, Dr. Calvin. He also has an office here in Foot Tech. You see, they're a great practice. Things also. So if you want any of flyers or pictures of these, please, it all benefits the council. Meeting of Martin.
Okay, so, again, very quickly, got a wrap coming up, and think about this just for a second. We talked about this multi-generational thing. I really believe in. You just heard it from two speakers. Imagine if another 50 or 100 or 500 seniors were on our system, right? It's massive amounts of work to do that because we only charge for the whole year $5. If they come to a few of our meetings and get breakfast, and they're paying 40 cents a month, right? 42 cents, 50 cents a month, whatever it is, 42.667, whatever it is. And imagine the information they would be getting. This is also recorded. So if they, like my neighbors, can't get out of bed until 11, I have two neighbors in most bedrooms, that kind of thing. They can still see this and look at the information that I'm getting. So if each of you get 2 or 3 people, and all the people out there that are listening to this, do it. Just imagine the information that this networking group also, not just taking care of our seniors, the networking group is going to get and what it'll do for you. Okay? So we have a raffle. So, I am not eligible. Although I do like wine and soda. Jenny?
Oh my god. Oh, I had my eyes closed.
Hey.
Hey. It's Patricia Miles. Tom, I wonder if we could, when we have our meetings, if we, like, when, as far as our speakers, open, it says open to the public, doesn't it?
Yes.
On all our flyers? Yeah, it does.
Well, absolutely. But,
Yeah.
word of mouth is the best way to do this.
For sure.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, guys, I got a bit, event, I want to talk about, it's the, I would like event, I ain't gonna lie. On July 20th, at the Jensen Bowling Center, we're gonna have a fundraiser for walking Alzheimer's there. It's gonna be $25 a person, it's gonna be covered with shoes and a couple games of bowling. There's gonna be, bowling, like regular bowling, like adult bowling. Yeah, we're playing that, but there's gonna be pizzas included, also dessert and sodas and everything like that, for only $25. To get a flyer out here shortly.
Every facility needs a team.
Yeah, it's gonna be limited space as well, so.
Yeah, excited.
And the team.
The team will be meeting.
Yes.
The team? We dress like nerds?
I think we should dress like nerds.
All right, sounds good. We dress like nerds. So it'll be Friday.
And master dress, give
Yeah.
unlimited drinks.
It'll be raffle prizes.
What's that date again?
The 20th of July, it's a Sunday, from 3 to 5.
We'll email a flyer. We'll send out a flyer for you guys.
You don't have to.
Oh, one more. Stop.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more event, we're having an expo, the fall expo at Harbor Place on July 10th from 10 to 1. Please stop by.
be lots of vendors, we have free games coming out, making smoothies for everybody. It'll be a lot of fun. 10 to 1 Harvard Place on July 10th. If you can make it, we'd love to have you.
Very good. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Great presentation from Marty and Jenny.
Thank you very
No.
We've been together for so long.
Alex, thank you.
You're welcome.